I'm back. Another YouTube video. Dropping these bitches every day. Except for Sunday. You know that's the Lord's Day. I ain't gonna disrespect them by working on that day. There's no reason to. But I got a video. What's the dirt? Breaking down J. Cole new drop. J. Cole been on a whole different level, man. He rapping better than I ain't even gonna mention their name. But to mention that nigga name, that nigga Mans did just get caught up on some sexual assault charges. I know y'all seen that Jay-Z and Pusha T Epstein foul shit, bro. Why the fuck is Jay-Z and Pusha T hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein? Let's get to the video, man. That's another video for another day, man. That's another video for another day. But that's y'all mans. Caught up on sexual assault.
I heard you grew up with him. That's great.
I ain't gonna say too much more, but it's just something I noticed.
Alright guys, so as you all know, Cole just dropped 4 different freestyles right before his 41st birthday, and on this channel we will break down
J. Cole 41?
each record one by one, and I'm gonna hustle to try to get these out before
I
the
did not know
Fall Off
this
drops
shit.
on the 6th. But before we even do that, we got to start with the entire concept of what Cole is doing here, because it's not just him rapping over a few classic beats. This is way deeper than that. This is one of the most intentional, culture-heavy moves
I've been waiting on What's the Dirt to break this shit down.
in a minute. It seems like people are focusing on some of the wrong things. First off, the theme we've talked about on this channel many times now, which is Cole showing his life in reverse, is clearly still ongoing, and I don't think enough people are realizing how he's using this theme as a time machine, not just a gimmick, because on the surface, yes, it's 4 freestyles, but in reality, this is Cole trying to pull hip-hop backwards to the moment that made not just him, but many of us fall in love with the genre in the first place. What I really think we're getting on these 4 instrumentals is a 2002 to 2005 Cole, the version of him long before he was signed. This is where I feel the track 2 Diss 2 single for the Fall Off is really important, because depending on how you watch that video, in reverse or forwards, it ends 2 completely different ways. Either you're rewinding back to before his life even starts, or you're watching it land at his death. And just think about life and death and hold on to that. On this tape, he's going in on 4 Bad Boy instrumentals, and I believe this was
I did not know they was all Bad Boy.
And I can't help but think about Biggie's iconic double album, Life After Death.
R.I.P. the GOAT, man.
Cole is quite literally saying over a Biggie-associated instrumental that he had to die and come back to life, and it's assumed that the Fall Off is a double album. There's even a moment where he says he feels like Christopher Wallace came down from the heavens and wrote the verse for him, and the Victory instrumental he's rapping on is literally Biggie's last.
Side note, y'all think Diddy got Biggie killed? I know that they ain't got nothing to do with the video. I'm just asking.
I think he's bringing you back through his life. Like right now, this is the early days before he was signed. Like this is the era of J. Cole where he really fell in love with hip-hop. One of the best indications of this being the case is the fact that we already have an old J. Cole video where he's freestyling over that exact same Victory beat. I think he's taking us back, because remember on the Fall Off trailer, he specifically said that he wants to do on this album what he couldn't do on his first. People need to understand that this album is a decade-long plan. To think he's going to make this
I don't know if he
project
spent a
about
decade
Drake
working on
or
it bit for
Kendrick
real.
or sparking some insane round 2 battle doesn't seem to make sense, in my opinion.
Niggas just thirsty for beef.
Here's what
bro.
I think he's doing.
He's talking about what's happening, bro.
Coming from Cole, and for anyone that made the prediction that Disc 1 will be called It's a Boy, I think you were bang on. Think about Illmatic, the classic that Cole wanted for his debut album. What's on the cover? It's a boy. Think about Ready to Die, Biggie's debut classic. What's on the cover? It's a boy. So I think It's a Boy is going to be a classic in the sense that musically it's going to be amazing, but 2, I think he's going to bring us back to the golden era of hip-hop on that tape.
I'm ready for it. I'm here for it.
Classic samples, instrumentals.
J. Cole done show
little drum.
J. Cole probably the best rapper out right now, bro.
Little
I'm not
pieces
gonna
of
lie.
Slick Rick.
What he been
like
dropping?
That's exactly what he's doing on these freestyles, and we already know he's coming fully loaded with a snippet that he already shared where he's using Drop a Gem on him from Mobb Deep, and I'm assuming that cut will be on disc 1.
We got that reggaeton. Today we're gonna be
Bro, it's like they only
giving
play,
you guys
give me this
simple hits on
fucking
It's a
ad,
boy.
bro.
Come view the style of the unibrow Unabomber who maneuver through the
I still don't like that lyric.
I'm not 100%,
Unibrow,
but I think I
Unabomber.
could kind of see where he's going.
It's
On the
still
tape,
tough.
we got the legendary DJ Clue, and if you're from the East Coast,
Nah, DJ
or
Clue
you know
was,
your
was
history,
needed, bro.
you already know
DJ
what
Clue had that
means.
bitch live.
In the 90s, when you talk about East Coast mixtapes, Clue was dominant. He was that guy, and he was probably one of those people that Cole always dreamed of working with when he was a boy, because back then most rappers from the East Coast wanted to be on one of those tapes. Now, you can't summarize Clue's importance in one sentence. That's literally a whole other video. But the fact that Cole chose him specifically is really telling. And the way he tied this concept together is crazy. The name of the tape is Birthday Blizzard 26, and that is not random at all. It's a direct callback to DJ Clue's Birthday Blizzard 96.
Okay.
Now, here's where the story gets impressive. DJ Clue was born on January 8th, and during his birthday week in 1996, New York got hit with a blizzard, over 20 inches of snow, and the city was basically frozen. At the time, this
30
was a
years
big
ago.
deal. This is like a historic blizzard in New
Damn,
York.
this shit was 30
Clearing
years
New
ago.
York and paralyzing the metropolitan area.
The extent of the snow, it's an enormous storm all along the
They're
entire
saying the same
coast.
shit
And instead of
happening
letting the
this
storm
year,
kill
even
the
though it's
vibe
not
of his
snowing, bro.
birthday, Clue cemented that moment in time because he dropped the tape called Birthday Blizzard 96 as the city was literally digging itself out of snow. The title Birthday Blizzard, that's just not a random name, right? Like that title is a part of New York culture. Like that's like a time capsule for that moment. Now
shit.
fast forward 30 years later, New York gets hit again, and now it's Cole's birthday.
Thousands of flights have been canceled already as the storm.
That shit
J.
ain't hit
Cole is
Georgia,
someone who
man.
has a home
Or
in
my
New
part of
York,
Georgia.
and he's there for this blizzard because he clearly talks about it
Shit been
on this
cold.
release.
New York City is crazy outside right now. It's cold as fuck.
So think about how
I
poetic
feel him
that
with
is.
that.
Clue was in a blizzard on his birthday in 96. Cole was in a blizzard on his birthday in 2026, both in New York, and Cole brings Clue with him to host the tape. But there's one more thing I found, and I think it's like a cool
Solid
thing to bring
callback.
up. The whole premise
You know I'm a
of
fan
Clue
of a
right
good
now is
callback.
going backwards in time, and crazy enough, when DJ Clue first came into the game, when he dropped his first tape, he labeled it as number 26 on purpose, not because it was actually his 26th tape, but because he wanted people to think he'd been in the game for a while, like he
So
was
nigga just
already
making up for
established.
26
I'm not
album.
sure if Cole was aware of any of that, but like I know he's a huge fan of that type of shit. I think when he finds out, if he does find out, he'll love it. Another layer comes into play when you consider that J. Cole's first song that he ever wrote was
Fake it
called
till
The
you make it.
Storm, and this is something he's even mentioned recently.
Revenge is coming, no way to escape the storm.
This nigga
I
sound
don't
like a
know if he
child.
tried this or not, but he's got a track called Winter Storm on the mixtape. His first record was called
You know I
The
love a good
Storm.
callback.
If he's going back in time, like
That
that's
got
just a
me.
perfect fit that it ties perfectly into the first record he did. The artwork makes it all the
After
more
re-listening to Golden Goose Freestyle, had that bitch last. That's probably the best song on that bitch. I ain't gonna lie.
when you look at Cole's cover, it is directly inspired by DJ Clue's
That's the only one I've been
Desert
listening to
Storm
on repeat
98.
for real.
You could see it in the details, the phone number, the DJ Clue, the branding, even the font. His team really nailed this throwback design.
Yeah,
It
that shit
even
tough.
looks and feels
Shit
like
look
something
old.
from that era.
Facts.
Then you've got the Cole specific layer, which is his childhood home on the cover, buried in snow, which ties right back into the entire Birthday Blizzard concept. And the fact that he grew up in that house listening to the artist on this tape. And there's another detail that's subtle but really important. The era that Clue came from was when mixtapes were still showing up on cassettes, but slowly started to transition to CDs. So when Cole is showing his life in reverse, it makes perfect sense that in that room you see both tapes and CDs floating around, almost like different eras are stacking on top of each other. With that said, let's talk about the actual Birthday Blizzard 96 tape. Because if you want to understand what J. Cole is doing, you have to understand what that 96 tape represents. That tape is full
That
of
shit got damn
legendary content, and everyone was in pure competition
20,
mode.
23 songs.
Everybody was trying to prove something. Everybody was trying to out-rap the next guy, not for engagement or clout or a
Just
viral
cause that's
clip,
off the screen.
just because that's what hip-hop was. We
Facts.
got this old, grimy-sounding original Dead Presidents from Hope.
Oh, this was this shit called Dead Presidents too.
Keep in mind, this Clue tape came out on January 8th, and the OG Dead Presidents came out as a single around 5 weeks later. What you're hearing is an
Guess he cleaned it
original,
up.
grimier Dead Presidents before the world even knew who Jay-Z was or what he was about to become. And of course, J. Cole also went in on this instrumental.
He became a
on the come
nigga
up.
Meet Max out.
that's tied in with Epstein. I fuck with Jay-Z, bro. I can't even claim that nigga, bro. I can't even claim that nigga, bro.
He actually did it twice.
The Dead
because he did
President
it
beat so
again
hard.
on the warm-up.
And all these hoes say Seikos wanna text us like Waco.
And again, J. Cole is huge on shit like this, right? Like following omens and signs and like signs from God. Like, you know, he's read The Alchemist. He said he loves that book. Definitely read it. Something
Never
else we
heard
see
that
on
shit.
this tape is literally one of my favorite instrumentals of all time. And this is the Worldwide Joint by Rule Flush.
Worldwide.
Broke, no joke. You just a boy. You not bad enough to compete. To challenge us.
The context of where hip hop was at.
They
during
was a
this
cookie when
time
they
is
made their beat. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
because Cole is
That
doing
was some
everything
bullshit.
he can to show you why he fell in love with the
That
genre
was definitely some
and
bullshit.
trying to remind you why you fell in love with it too.
Shit kind of just pissed me off.
People are
Actually,
getting caught up trying to pin which rapper he's dissing, but the real message is clear as day. He's calling out the rot in hip hop. People not writing their own bars, bots inflating streams,
exactly.
artists chasing
He calling that out
fame,
as a
a
whole.
culture where the
Niggas
fans
just
and
mad because
media
they favorite rapper
obsess
fit
over
the
slop,
fucking
gossip,
fit the
and
criteria of who he
nonsense.
dissing.
Everything
Your
except the
favorite rapper was
actual
doing the shit he
music.
talking about.
Big Daddy Kane summed this up perfectly when talking about J. Cole's apology and how the fans acted during the battle.
As I watched the Drake and Kendrick battle unfold,
And this one of the OGs, so
I
y'all
have
gotta
so
listen
much
to this
respect
nigga.
for Cole's decision. I don't feel like the fans were enjoying the battle.
Yeah, they
I
wasn't.
think the fans were taking too much time trying to fact check what they're saying. Right.
And look, that was me, right? Like that was my whole channel.
If
I
it
grew
ain't
up
true,
from
don't
the
say that
beef,
shit.
But like at a particular point,
If Drake
I had
ain't
to
got a
figure
daughter,
it
don't
out
say that shit.
and ask myself, like, is this really all
Don't
you're
shoot me.
capable of? Because I do think and know that I have more to offer to hip hop than just that. In 96, everyone on this tape is staking their claim and trying to prove something. Foxy Brown is talking her shit.
One of Jay-Z's victims. After doing more research, I'm not sure if that was true. Foxy Brown has she has an Instagram post where she kind of disproves the theory. So I don't know. I probably shouldn't have said that. Back to the video.
Lil Kim follows it right up.
I'm a bad girl with a high-pitched creep bitch.
You got Prodigy going stupid. You got Ghostface
Damn,
telling
shit,
these
let that bit
raw
rock.
street stories.
Yo, I know a bitch kid who got hit for 3 bricks, showing off his 850 plus with a nice whip.
And pretty much everyone across the board.
My God, listen to
had
that shit.
Same mentality.
I ain't gonna lie.
I won't
I
paint
fuck with the
everyone
vibes. That one
but
snippet
I
he
think we
showed
can all
when it.
agree that wanting to be the best rapper or the most skilled rapper is just not something that a lot of people care about anymore. That
Yeah.
era of hip hop is basically the opposite of everything Cole is criticizing today. Back then, the
Nobody
internet
want to be the
wasn't
best
running
rapper,
the
bro. They just
culture.
want some money,
There was
bro.
no timeline or engagement to farm, no algorithm rewarding you. If you were a dick rider or a stan, you'd probably get smacked upside the head for it. The social currency wasn't who could trend, it was who could rap. And
The
that's the
best.
main point I think he's making, because back then there were no bots, there were no fake streams, there
Just
was no
real
streaming at
authentic
all.
listeners,
You
bro.
couldn't inflate numbers and then pretend it meant something. The proof was in real life. Award shows or Super Bowls weren't on the scoreboard either. Respect didn't come from trophies, it came from your reputation. Who had
Facts.
the hardest verse? Who had the best freestyle?
John P.
Who could walk
Caddy.
into a cipher
Cole
or a
verse on
radio
John P.
show
Caddy is
or show up on a mixtape and
it's
leave
different.
absolutely no doubt? On these records, that's what J. Cole is doing. People keep saying that
He
J.
out rapping. He
Cole
been out rapping.
apologizing in the back.
No song on GNX was better than what the hell that nigga just dropped. I ain't gonna lie. Can't say shit about Drake album. I'm ready for whatever he drop, Iceman, to see where he at. But like I said in the beginning of the video, bro, J. Cole rapping like he the best rapper out right now. Best rapper that ever touched the mic. I ain't want to say it, but the way this nigga spin, the shit he's saying.
Battle means he's not
Your
real
favorite rapper ain't
anymore,
rapping like that
he's
nigga, bro.
fake. But when you look at the context of that battle, the motives for why it happened, the things that were said, the bots,
A wife
the
beater.
lies, the gossip, the way that
I'm never finna do
fans
this shit
turned
right
it
now,
into
bro.
an investigation, the way that media and creators ate off the drama and gossip of the battle for nearly 2 years, that's not the hip hop that J. Cole fell in love with. In fact, to him,
Facts.
he doesn't see that as hip hop at all.
It
Just
ain't.
imagine this. Imagine we walk back into
It's not.
1996 and we're in
It's
a
a
room
gossip
with
contest.
all the MCs that were on that 96 Clue tape. Everybody's in here. They're all rapping. It's complete magic. But now we're going to go back in time and we're going to fill them in on hip hop in the future. We get them to stop what they're doing and we tell them, listen, in about 30 years, hip hop is going to be so big that the music won't even be the main focus anymore.
Just
Busta
drip.
Rhymes is looking at you like you're crazy. Then we tell them, look, in the future, you're going to have failed D-list rappers making...
And side note, Anthony Fantano gave goddamn ASAP Rocky shit. Hold on, if it's my camera when I say this shit. He gave ASAP Rocky shit a 7, bro. A 7 out of 10, bro. And he gave J. Cole shit a 7 out of 10, bro. If that nigga Anthony Fantano ain't compromised, I don't know who
careers
is,
off
bro.
dick riding and hating.
He gotta be,
Not
because what the
because they have
fuck?
something to say,
ASAP
but
Rocky shit
because
was
that's how they get engagement.
that shit was
and get paid.
ass.
Now we've made them even more confused. Then we tell them, but wait, here's the wild part. People won't even be talking about the actual records like that. The focus won't be on the music at all. It's going to be on gossip, rumors, screenshots, narratives, who unfollowed who, and people will be obsessed about who is talking about who in every single bar that you write. And now the room is starting to get a little bit quiet. From here, one of them asks if battles are still around, and now we got to break it to them.
The way you see an idea in your mind,
I'm just trying to finish the video,
and
man.
shape it into something that could...
Battles,
AI got the
they're
most
still
ads
here,
out.
but a lot of them aren't even organic anymore. Sometimes it's like a group chat rollout. They make up the battles just to market themselves because the goal is to control the moment and farm the algorithm. Ghostface starting to tweak out, right? Like, what the fuck is an algorithm? And we can't lie
I
to
don't know
them,
if
so we say,
Ghostface
yeah, the algorithm, these
would
are
do that
literally
shit.
robots in the future. These
I
are
don't know that nigga,
systems
though.
designed to decide what's popular, and artists will learn how to game them. People will start using these bots to make their music look bigger than it actually is. You're gonna have fake
That shit really
plays on your
started in like
music, and that will be
2018,
treated like it's
2016.
reality. Sadly, we got to hit them with the part that really insults art. I know this might be a tough pill to swallow, guys, but you're going to work on a project for a year, maybe even 2 years, and a guy on the internet will listen to it one time, turn on a camera, and give it a light 5, and people will
Talking
treat
about
that opinion
Fantano.
like an actual cultural verdict.
Bro, he gave that
They're
nigga
starting to get
ASAP
pissed
Rocky
now,
a
right?
7,
But the
bro.
next part's going to make them even more angry.
Don't be dumb a 7, bro. Look at me in
2026,
my face and tell me that
everybody
shit,
acts
bro.
like the Grammys are actually cool. People obsess
They're
over
not,
these
bro.
trophies. Whole fan bases melt
All this
down
shit,
over who wins. And if you ask them if the
government
Grammys
manufactured, bro.
changed,
The
the
Grammys
answer
not
is
real,
no.
bro.
It's still political. The only difference is it only becomes rigged when their favorite loses.
Dolce,
At this
bro.
point, they've kicked us out the building. They're telling us that
Come
that's
on,
not
bro.
real hip hop. Like, that's not why they got into it. And it's not why J. Cole got into it either, which is why he had to return to baseline on why he started in the first place. Back to the original reason he started rapping. Because why should J. Cole care about people on the internet trying to apply OG hip hop rules to a genre that's basically morphed into something completely different from what he fell in love with? Half of the rules that people argue about online aren't even about music anyways. It's about optics and narratives and
And sales.
Grammys and whatever's trending this week. And to be clear, I don't think this is Cole saying we need to go back in time and make everything like the 90s. I think what he's really saying is this is the version of hip hop where he found himself. That's the world he grew up idolizing. That's the version of the game he wanted to earn respect in. So he's going back to that moment, not to cosplay in it, but to reconnect with what mattered. I'm actually shocked that not a single rapper has decided to go in the booth and jump on one of these instrumentals to rap with Cole. If you're a rapper and you take yourself seriously, how are you not motivated
Rap
to
with
rap
Cole
on
on
one
them
of these
beats.
beats? Because if you don't get that feeling, at the end of the day, all you're doing is proving J. Cole's point right. If you put gossip and drama to the side, I'm curious who could actually rap with J. Cole in 2026.
I don't know. It's not too many. I ain't gonna lie. He just spoke the truest of facts. If you're not gossiping and you're not saying no bullshit and it's just straight bars, it's not too many people that can rap with this nigga J. Cole right now, bro. Not your nigga Kendrick, bro. Not Drake. I don't know. Well, Drake got to drop some shit. GNX is what we got from Kendrick. GNX is... That shit ain't coming close to whatever J. Cole just dropped. I ain't gonna lie. So whatever Drake drop, we gonna see. But right now, 2026, J. Cole the best rapper out, bro.